How you treat yourself when you're being inconsistent is really a reflection on how much you love yourself. One thing that we have to understand is consistency is going to look different every single day, every single week, every single month. There's going to be things that happen in your life that are out of your control. There's going to be times where you feel more tired than usual. There's going to be more times where you just don't have the motivation to do the thing. But when those things happen, you have to just learn how to embrace that moment, because there's something happening in that time where you feel the disconnect from the thing that you've been very consistent on. Sometimes it's time to shift it, shift a little bit. Sometimes you need to rest and receive. Maybe you've been doing too much. Maybe you've been a little too consistent to the point where you're neglecting your rest and you're neglecting the things that you need, like your basic needs, your internal needs, your emotional needs. Sometimes you will be forced to slow down. Sometimes the ideas won't come. Sometimes the energy to go and do the workout won't come. Sometimes you just want to go to your favorite fast food restaurant and not cook at home. Like, consistency looks so different every single day. So, how do you treat yourself when you're being inconsistent? Are you constantly beating yourself up about being inconsistent? Or are you taking it as, okay, I'm being a little inconsistent right now. What do I need? What else is there that I need to be focused on, to the point where I'm disconnected from this thing that I'm always doing? Because sometimes when we do a little bit too much of one thing, then we'll be forced to slow down and kind of recalibrate, see the bigger picture in things, and go from there. But your consistency has nothing to do with your self-worth. You choose to have consistency measure your self-worth. So figure out, why am I treating myself this way? Because I didn't do the thing that I usually do, or I said that I was gonna do, but now circumstances have changed, and now I feel like I have a headache, or I feel very tired because of whatever you've been doing, and now you just literally don't have the willpower or the energy to do the thing. How are you treating yourself? Because that's gonna say a lot. Now, your amount of consistency does have to do with the amount of self-love that you have for yourself. Because to me, when I'm being consistent with something, that means I'm pursuing it. I'm putting my time, I'm putting my energy into it. It's worth it to me. So, is it because you don't feel like you deserve the thing, or you don't feel like it's worth pursuing? Or do you feel like, okay, if I do this thing, then this is going to validate me in some kind of way. This is going to make me feel like I'm doing something, or validate some type of self-worth issue that I have within me. Like, you really have to just take the time to look at that and see where everything is coming from. Because one thing about it, the doing, of course, is the masculine energy. So a lot of the times when we are not being consistent, it means that we've been neglecting somehow our feminine energy, and we need to get back to it. We need to get back to that. So your feminine energy is really going to be loud when you've awakened her. So when you have your moments where you feel inconsistent, you feel like you just don't really feel like doing the thing that you've been doing for a while, that is just your feminine energy telling you, okay, hey, hey girl, I'm over here too. Let's, hang out, basically. So, the thing is, when we tie ourselves to our self-worth, we won't be able to answer. We won't be emotionally or physically available for the feminine energy, simply because we have put so much into this masculine energy, and we're kind of like stuck in that energy So now we don't understand what this other voice is, what this other side of us is that's telling us to rest, that's telling us to receive, that's telling us to take a break, that's telling us that, okay, maybe it's time for a change, or maybe it's time to pamper yourself a little bit. Maybe it's time to do a little retail therapy. Maybe it's time to take a bubble bath. Maybe it's time to sip and drink some tea and just take it slow today. Think about all the days that you've been on the go all week. It's okay to take 1 or 2 days off. It's okay to feel like you don't feel like doing the thing. Now, I decided to make this video because I was beating myself up about needing rest, because I feel like I've been doing quite a lot. And I'm also planning a few things for the channel and for my own personal life that y'all will see in the next few weeks or so. And I just felt like I needed to take a break and take a breather and just kind of check in with me, see where I'm at, you know, just take the time to rest and receive the guidance that I need, receive the rest that I need, and just really take the time to check in with Dest, check in with the feminine side of me, because the masculine side of me has been on the forefront for most of the week. Now, when I say the masculine side of me, meaning like you have to be able to do the things that you need to do, but when it gets out of hand, as far as like you're constantly doing, like there's constantly something that you need to do, because I really have been super busy this week, and I feel like it's just, I just needed that time to like rest and recalibrate and receive, because I haven't been giving myself the space to receive. And that's the thing with the masculine energy, like it takes us out of that space to really receive the guidance, receive the slowness that life wants you to have. Like, we get so addicted to this hustle culture to the point where we are not honoring the most delicate part of ourselves, and that's our feminine energy. So I had to take a breather and honor that and not post a couple of videos this week, because it just didn't, it felt forced, for one. And for two, you know, I just don't really like to force things onto myself, because it just doesn't feel natural and it doesn't feel real. And that's just what my whole channel is about. If I'm getting on here forcing it and being inauthentic and, you know, just posting just because I feel like I need to, then it really takes me out of alignment with what I'm really trying to do to begin with. So, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm talking to the ones who kind of know what I'm talking about when it comes down to like this purpose shit, but like, or just things that you are passionate about, really, you know. But like, I have a really deep passion for this, so it's like, it just feels a little different for me, like as far as not doing the thing. Like, I feel out of place when I don't make a video, because I usually record every day, or I'll record just depending on my schedule, what my schedule is looking like, what my recording schedule is. So it's kind of sporadic and all over the place a little bit. Well, I have like sort of a grip, but like then there's times where it's like kind of all over the place and sporadic. But the point that I'm trying to make here is, give yourself that time to relax. Give yourself that time to have space and create space between what it is that you're going after and yourself. Because when you're tailing it right now, you know, and I just felt like I was, you know, tailing it. And yeah, I'm posting and the videos are good. But then when I realized that I'm just like, I don't really like the video, that's when I noticed like the difference in like engagement and things like that. And not that I don't like the video, it's just like when I don't really like be having that passion in it, like this video, or like, you know, some of my other videos, then I'll be knowing like, okay, I need to recalibrate. So I say all that to say, don't feel guilty because your consistency is up here yesterday and now today is kind of like you're not going to do anything, and then tomorrow you might do a little bit, and then the next day you might do more than you've done all week. Like, that's just consistency. It's just putting in a little every day. And whether that's putting in a little towards whatever it is that you're going after, or if it's putting in a little towards something that you need within yourself, that you need to pay attention to, as well as the thing that you're going after. And that could be checking in with yourself, checking in with your family, hanging out with your family, or with your significant others, or friends, or whatever it is that you guys do, you know, to help bring balance to you, to help ground you. Then I would suggest doing that, especially if you're in this space where you want to start creating on YouTube, or if there is something that you're passionate about. This is the way to get there. Like, this is the way, like, not necessarily the way, because, you know, everybody has their own way, but like, I have found that this has worked for me, and like, I would be very selfish if I didn't share what I've learned about like how things work as far as like energy goes, and your feminine energy and your masculine energy. And you know, that's just really a part of what this channel is about. It's just bringing that feminine energy to the forefront, because it's been on the back burner for entirely too long. And I know I'm kind of like going left with the topic, but consistency is going to look different every day. So don't beat yourself up about how consistent you are or how consistent you're not. You know, we just have to understand that we're human. We're not robots. No matter how much they try to make it seem like a robot is better than a human, or whatever they out here trying to do. But just know that your consistency is enough. What you're doing is enough for you, for what you can handle. It's not going to look like nobody else's. There's no traffic in your lane. So stay there. Stay the course, focus on your lane, and not how fast someone else is doing it, and not how fast somebody else is getting results, and not how fast, you know, because really it just takes you out of alignment. It makes you actually have to rest. Like, you won't get the intuitive guidance that you get. You won't get the creative inspiration. You won't get the motivation to do the thing that you're passionate about, because you won't take the time to relax a little bit. You got to relax. You got to rest. You got to take some time to yourself. Take a breather. It's okay. You know, they tell us go, 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 but they never tell us how to rest. And I don't care what you say. I would rather have slow growth than to be tired when I get to the top. Okay. So I'm going to rest a little bit as I go, and, you know, do what's best for me as I go. And when I get to where I'm supposed to be, because hell, it's really nowhere to be. But once you finally get to a space where you are happy, or once you finally get to a space that you've been desiring, you know, like, we all desire things, no matter if there's a place to be or not. We all desire to have certain things and to be able to experience certain things. So whatever it is that you are desiring, it will be there when you get there. You don't have to not sleep. You don't have to not rest. It will be there when you get there. Slow and steady always wins the race. You will know how to rest when you get to the top. You'll know your boundaries. You'll know everything that there is to know about you, so that when you get up there, you won't be taken advantage of. You won't be mishandled, you know? So I say all that to say, consistency looks different. So find out what your consistency is and stick to that. So I think that's where we're going to end the video. If you love what I had to say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to follow me on my Instagram that I'm going to put on the screen and also in the description box. If you want to work with me one-on-one, email me and we can talk about my 6-week program that I have for the beginners. And we can also talk about one-on-one intuitive guidance sessions that I have for my people who are already doing it, and they just need a little bit of clarity that is going to help them figure some things out in their life. And I would be that guiding light for you. And I would love to hear from you. Hit me in my email, hit me in my DM if you follow me on Instagram. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I hope that y'all receive this message, because, you know, I feel like it's something that needs to be said, because we don't talk about the downfalls and the downs of things. So I just wanted to bring light to that, you know. And also, I pray that you guys have the most amazing day, night, whenever you're watching this ever. And I'll see you in the next one.